I think that, you know, a really relevant aspect of the question you're discussing in terms of the mosques and its role in our negotiation of our lived reality is the women question. There's so many identity crises that begin at the mosque for many women because they go and it's just sort of like, well, the space for you is through the back door in that cramped space where
or
you're
the basement.
where you have to stay with the children because the children can't go in the men's space because the men's space need to be quiet and they need to focus. And you know,
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, there was an article on almost called "Damami: Why Are Women in the Back?" And this idea that, you know, even just in terms of raising our children, raising our daughters, it's like everywhere else out there outside the mosque, we are constantly told you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, you can be at the top of your game, but as soon as you get into the mosque, where you're put in the back. And then we have another article that says women behaving badly in mosques. And that was actually in response to a number of misogynistic comments that were left about how you can't really have any sort of like breakdown in strict gender segregation in the mosque in terms of men and women praying side by side or front and back even, because women don't know how to behave themselves. Their space is always, like, they're really noisy and they don't dress properly, and these are all these things that all of us have heard, I'm sure. And
Men don't dress improperly, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But the the problematic aspect
Skinny
of that,
jeans.
yeah, and I definitely heard of that as well.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Let's put a visual out there.
Yeah, but the problematic aspect of that commentary wasn't so much, because I think we had all heard it, but it was like it was being attributed to there being women. I mean, can there be anything more misogynist? As opposed to thinking, well, let's take a look. You know, women are at most might get a screen, if it's working. It's nothing different from being at home watching on television or listening to on the radio. There's no sort of connection with the person giving the speech. So why am I going to feel that I need to act differently just because I don't have that sense of connection? And furthermore, what does it say that we're actually giving this space to women and preserving the men's space for a silent, calm place? It's like, what does that say about how we're valuing women's spirituality and the importance of that, especially vis-a-vis men? And then there's just so many more aspects to that, even in terms of like childcare. Why is childcare relegated only to the women's space?